Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Facing the Music with Terry Oldfield. My name is John Valdivia, producer at ithesound.com. This series, curated from candid conversations, will introduce a return to the mystery and wonder of existence, as well as our necessity to confront ourselves. We shall also feature selected pieces from Terry's extensive musical anthology. In this episode, Terry talks about surrendering to that which is already taking care of itself, and describes his personal experience of the process of awakening, facing everything that was incomplete. Welcome to Facing the Music.
Memory is the basis of thinking. Without memory, there is no thought. You lose the ability to recognize things and name them and make everything work in a sense that creates a safe world around you. But if that is left alone to function, not with Terry in it, that's not me. It's not me, it's just a process which is there in the background. The student goes into the Zen master in his room and he sits down and he asks a question and he gets a slap across the head. Just come into the present moment, will you? Just be here with me, please. That's it. That's the answer. The exegesis thing was very important, but it didn't last because I had a reason for it to have happened. I did this exegesis thing. So I got involved with exegesis and started to be one of the helpers, and because I wanted to try and repeat the experience and keep it going. I remember waking up in the morning. Is it still here? Is it still here? Am I still out of my head? The character wants to come in and claim the experience. I want it. Oh, that's what I want. I want this experience. I mean, wow, I could be a teacher. I could be a great teacher. I could write books. I'm going to be hugely powerful. When we disentangle this life experience, whatever you like to call it, from this process of thinking, we have to surrender to something which is already taking care of itself and just realize that is what's running the show. Okay, I'm included, or this experience here is being included. There's nothing I have to do anymore. I don't have to do anything. When I say something like that, it has to be heard from the same place as it's coming from. I don't have to do anything does not make sense if you're talking about somebody who's caught up in methods and ways of achieving and goals. And this is why the Buddha always said the greatest enemy of awakening is desire. As soon as the desire falls away, the objects of desire also fall away. I may be surrounded by beautiful possessions. I am, but they're not things that I'm particularly attached to. I mean, I like the studio, and but I would survive in the forest. I think I'd be okay. I don't think you can put a time on it or give it any kind of reason, because then we're getting caught up in how did I achieve that? In chronological terms, I was in a family situation that, which was a duty thing, really. Although I loved my children, I wasn't really a natural father, not in the sense of being fulfilled in that. I always needed to be on my own and free, which is why I made so much effort to be free in a sense of being physically on my own. And that's where the fishing was so important, because it took me into the wild wilderness areas and out into nature. So when I left that family situation and I wasn't happy, and when Soraya came into my life, you see, it introduced a whole new level of interaction on a human level for me. There was this acceleration of burning up all the stuff that was left. Eckhart Tolle calls it the pain body. It's a very powerful way of describing it, and the pain body will keep arising until it gets the experience that it needs, until it's fully gone through all the stuff that's stored up in its body. It's a body that's made of pain, which we carry within us. When I met Soraya, I probably cried a lot, much more than I have in my life. I used to wake up in the middle of the night with a sense of relief, crying for no reason. Tears would just flow for no reason, and there would be no stopping it for months, because there was a sense of, wow, at last I'm allowed to go through this. I'm allowed to. I don't have to hold it all in. Because I was with somebody finally who was strong in that, there was this sense of we can allow each other to be exactly who we are, and whether that's ugly or not. This is the wonderful thing of our relationship. See, I mean, we have very, very little conflict now. It's a very peaceful relationship, but we went through some turmoil. I mean, we went through some terrible experiences with losing Prem and all that sort of stuff. And she needed to go through family stuff, which I found really difficult. But we had made a decision, not that it was a spoken decision, it was an unspoken. We're going to weather the storm together. We're going to burn up the rest of it. We're going to let the rest of it burn so that we're both free. There's this wonderful section in the Castaneda books you may have come across, where Don Juan, who's the sorcerer, says to Carlos, who's his apprentice, "We need to find you a petty tyrant." He puts Carlos in this household where he is treated like shit. He had all of his buttons pushed until he was just completely empty and unreactive. I give up. That's what we're looking for here. I have nothing left to react to. Okay, do what you will. If we can find that kind of relationship or situation, if we're ready for it, it's an acceleration. I mean, we can make it last, I don't know about reincarnation, but several lifetimes, or you can go through it now. You can be prepared to enter the fire of transformation, where all it is burning up the residue of all that reaction to stimulus based upon past experience stuff, which is the automation, which is the robotic way of living. So living in a totally different way, and it's exactly what Krishnamurti spent 95 years of his life trying to say to people. This is a totally different way of living, where you have no will, no expectation, nobody trying to do anything. All you need to do is to be completely open to what is happening, and the path will open up. It will. So if anybody wants any advice from me, this is probably the area I go to. That you need to look at what is incomplete in your life that is preventing you from moving on, and being willing to face it. Turn and face the music. It's a changing reality. Nothing is constant. And to try to stop the flow is just like building castles. This wonderful line from Neil Young. Don't let it bring you down. It's only castles burning. Everybody says this these days. We're never given more than we can handle. But we are given the limit of what we can handle if we're open to it. We can either say, well, I'll take 25% of that one because that's a bit scary. But then you've got the 75% stored up in your pain body, ready for next time. And it's going to keep looping around until you face it. So you can do 25% now and, I'll do another 25% in a couple of months. Or you can just say, okay, I'm going to have this one as it is. It's a powerful way of living, but it takes courage. It takes a kind of commitment and desperation. Have you had enough yet? Have you had enough of the suffering yet?
Thank you for listening to Facing the Music. We want to extend our gratitude for your company today. For enriching context and further insight into our series, do visit ithesound.com/Terry. We have provided all the pertinent information in the description. For those interested in delving deeper into Terry's compelling journey, his biography, Only Now, is readily available on all major online bookstores. It is an intimate and insightful account of a life dedicated to music and spiritual awakening. Lastly, please visit terryoldfield.com to stay up to date with Terry's latest endeavors. Once again, thank you for your time. This is John Valdivia from ithesound.com.